Hi everyone, it's Marisa with Bumblebee Apothecary. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to show you how to make a really delicious GAPS applesauce or cooked apples recipe. So this is a really great recipe for once you are in stage 5 of the GAPS introduction diet steps. It is really nice to be able to start adding some fruit in because fruit is fun to eat and it feels like kind of a dessert item when you've been without those kind of things for a little while. So it's a really nice thing to be able to add in. Kids love it. It's super easy to make. So let's jump in and get started. The first thing that I'm going to do is to start by peeling and coring my apples. If you happen to have a machine that can do this for you, like an apple peeler, corer, slicer, then that is definitely the way to go. But if not, you can easily do it by hand like this. Be sure and check for any little bruises and spots that you want to trim off. In removing the peel, you make it easier on a healing digestive system to be able to process this applesauce or cooked apples. So that's why we do that. Whenever you're having a thin-skinned fruit like this, it's especially important to make sure that you're doing organic apples, especially when you're trying to heal on the GAPS diet. So I'm just going to go through and peel all of these apples. And then once they're peeled, dice them up into pieces and remove the core. When you're slicing them, this is a good size to cut them into. That way they can cook more quickly than if they were in bigger pieces. And as I'm cutting them, I'm just going to put them into my saucepan. Okay, so now you can see all of those nice apple chunks cut up. And then the next thing that I'm going to be doing is to add some water. I'm going to add about 1 inch of water into the bottom of the pan. And then I'm just going to start off probably by bringing it to a bit of a light boil and then turn it down to a simmer. And then I'm just gonna let those apples simmer until they're very, very soft. Okay, so these apples have been simmering for around 20-25 minutes. The time will vary depending on the amount of apples that you're doing. I did 6 apples this time, but you can do whatever amount that you want. You can see that they're very nice and soft when you poke them with a fork. They're super, super soft. So at this point you have a few different options of how you want to serve the apples. You can actually keep them in chunks like this and serve them with some sour cream. Other fats that are really good are ghee or tallow or even duck fat, whatever fat your body is tolerating well at this point. It's a lot like a dessert though if you add sour cream, I find. It's pretty delicious. And then you can also put them in a blender and blend it really fine to be like a normal applesauce consistency, or you can kind of go in between and just kind of mash them with a fork or large spoon, and then it can be like a textured applesauce or chunky applesauce. I'm gonna go ahead and keep them in the chunks and maybe mash them a bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and dish them out into a bowl. Being sure to drain any remaining water. A slotted spoon is probably a good idea. So then you can just kind of mash with a fork and make it kind of a chunky applesauce. So you might be wondering, why would we make applesauce when you can buy organic applesauce from the store that really has no additives or sugar or anything? And the reason for that is it has so much more nutrition when you make it fresh yourself at home. The applesauce in the store has been usually pasteurized and canned, and the high heat from those processes will destroy a lot of the nutrients. But if you simmer it gently yourself at home, then you get more of those nutrients left intact. Ends up being higher quality and more nutritional value for you, which is really important when you're focusing on healing yourself on the GAPS diet and making sure that your body is absorbing and getting a lot of beneficial nutrients. Okay, so it's best to go ahead and eat this with some type of beneficial fat, like I talked about, whatever fat your body is doing well with. That can be ghee, tallow, duck fat, sour cream, And that healthy fat helps your body with the sweetness of the apples to be able to keep your blood sugar balanced and be able to actually use and assimilate those nutrients in the apples better. That's a really neat thing about eating healthy fats with your food, is that the fat helps your body actually use the vitamins and nutrients in the food. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually put a little bit of tallow on this for the healthy fat. And since these are hot, this will tend to melt right in, and you can kind of just mix it in. Ghee is also very tasty because it's like butter. And then, like I said, sour cream is delicious because then it's like reminds me of an apple pie kind of dessert. Fresh cooked apples like this are just so yummy. The first kind of dessert item that you get to start adding back in as you're going through those introduction stages. All right, so that fat is all mixed in and that is ready to go. All right, I hope that you enjoyed seeing how easy that was to make, and I hope you enjoy eating it and serving it to your family. Down in the description box below, I'm going to link to my blog post where I have the printable recipe card for this recipe, so you can head on over there and grab that if you're interested. I'm also going to put some links to some other GAPS diet videos and recipes that I have down below. Also, I wanted to mention that I have a free ebook that is a GAPS Diet Essential Recipes ebook. It contains all of the recipes that you're going to need to know how to make to go through all of the GAPS Diet introduction stages. It's a completely free ebook that I've put together, and I'm going to put a link in the description box below where you can grab that as well. Alright, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody who you think might find it helpful and interesting. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make new videos every week on traditional health wisdom and living a sustainable DIY lifestyle. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.